Once you have a plant steeping in alcohol to make a tincture, you want to check on it probably a couple of times in the first week and give it some tending. Now with alcohol you have no fear of mold like you would with vinegar or an olive oil, but you still want to have a check on it and give it a poke like you did when you first made it. And you see, I made this tincture 2 days ago and got what looked like all the bubbles out. But what happens is as it settles, more of the bubbles can be released. So going around the jar, scraping down the sides of the jar. I'm using a chopstick because this is a small jar. If you make a quart or a half-gallon, I would use the handle of a wooden spoon. And you don't want to pack the plant as you go. That's why you scrape down the side and push, getting the air bubbles up. And then in the middle, you give a little wiggle down. You don't want to just press all the plant material to the bottom, but wiggle it around. Get the air out. So I've gone around the whole jar and there's not a whole lot of air bubbles coming up, so I'm going to call that done. And the level of our liquid went down about 1/4 of an inch, and so I'm going to top it back off with alcohol, make sure that everything's covered, all the plant material underneath the surface, and then we're done. And I'll check this in another couple days, and then with alcohol that should be all it needs, a couple times in the first week, and then it's ready to just sit for 4 to 6 weeks total. And when you decide to strain it, you just simply run it through a colander or a mesh strainer into a bowl, and you can compost the leaves and keep the medicine.